How's everybody doing, and welcome back to my channel. The last couple of weeks I've been working on this old Silvertone guitar. Now in the first video I did for this guitar, I proposed a question. And the question was to you guys, should I remake the original bridge or should I go with an eBay aftermarket special? Now the comments came in and I tend to agree with them that the aftermarket bridge was just too large for the scale of the guitar. However, one comment suggested rebuilding the original one. And I thought, that's a great idea. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So in this video, I'm going to be rebuilding the original bridge and bringing it back to its original glory. So stick around. The way I'm looking at this, it's compromised only on the back side, and you can see the string through holes are, the whole seat there is intact. So the parts that are missing, and this part here messed up how they glued it back together. I don't think I could salvage that. I'm going to try to take this part off and then replace the whole back section here with a new piece of wood and fit it, and then route out this little channel for the ball end of the strings to pop through and dye it all black, and this should be good as new. So the first thing I want to do here is just take it all apart, get this saddle off of here, which I think it's ready to pop out. Yeah. So that's that, and then these screws, the way they put them in, it kind of damaged a little bit of the wood there. I'm gonna see if I can get these out without trying to damage it too much further. Just grabbing the screw in the vise. Screw is wedged right into the sides there. I don't know how they got it in there without doing more damage than it actually did. It's really in there. Let me see what I could do about this. Scarred it up a little bit in there, right there. Could put a little filler in there. Might be able to just doctor that up. This hole has to be filled anyway. That hole doesn't belong there. The hole is actually supposed to be here. Now let me work on this other side. Okay, that's that. Now this little back piece here, let's see how easily that comes unglued. Let's get a hold of it in the vise, put a little heat on it. There's a nail in there. The plot thickens. They popped a little nail in there. Okay, wonderful. Now I need to do a little reverse engineering, build it back, see if I can make this thing look presentable. Let me come up with a little plan. I'll be right back. So this is what I've come up with so far. I'm going to take this back section here. I'm going to remove it up to these holes. I'm going to draw a line and then remove all this material back here. Glue on a new piece of wood here. Finish this all off, get this all fitted nicely. And then I'll transfer the holes through the front of this top loader. So I'll have to hold this in a vise somehow at this angle. Have to jig this up somehow. And then I'll transfer these holes through, drill through the new piece of wood, and then I can just route this channel for the back, for the ball ends of the strings to fit through. That's my plan. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I want to show you my little setup here. kind of made a little, almost like a little milling machine. So I got my vise anchored down to the bench here, and I've got my, this is just a jig I have to route saddles in bridges, and it's got an opening on it. Everything's screwed down, and I'm just going to take a router here, and you can see I'm going to go and route this nice and flat. I got this set to the right depth, just about. I'm going to give it a shot here and see how it looks. You can see how I was holding it in the vise. I have some wood sandwiching it on either side. And I got it just about to the center of these holes here. I didn't want to go too much lower. I'm going to fill these first with a little wood and then get that sanded nice and flat. And then I'm going to go ahead and just scab on a new piece there. So I'll bring you right back. I've got these very small little areas here that were damaged from the screw head. Just kind of a little detail I want to fill in here with a little, just going to put a little wood filler in there. So here's what I got so far. You can see I have the back milled. It's a little bit on the crooked side, but that's okay because it was broken a little bit farther down on here on the left side than it was on the right. So try to keep as much material in there as possible. It's hard to tell exactly what kind of wood this is, but I'm going to stain it all black anyway, but I'm going to take a piece of mahogany, I think, and fit that to the back. I got to get the width to be about 1.16 inches, and then I'm going to just shape it to size. Call that completed. I'll bring you back in a little bit when I get that piece roughed out to size, and I'll glue it in place. I'm going to make it a little long, 1.125 inches. I don't want to just cut it straight, so I want to make sure I mark both sides. Let's make sure we got to get it down to 1.16 inches, and I wanted to get it 1.125 inches just to be very safe on this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just glue this in place. I'm going to use a little Titebond 3. This is going to be a little bit more permanent. There's no need to ever take this piece off in the future. Try not to fill those holes up if I can avoid it. Might as well get a little glue on this mating surface here, be on the safe side. Try to get as much contact. I don't want to have a ton of glue, but I do want to have full contact. Just want to make sure I'm proud all the way around. Just gonna go ahead and let that dry overnight. I'll be back tomorrow and see how it looks. Okay, not exactly the next morning, but it is all glued together. And now I want to take this over to the belt sander and get this shaped to match this existing contour. So here's my little jig to hold the bridge so I can transfer the string holes. I have two angles cut in these support pieces. I'm just using some tape to help hold it in place so I can go ahead and transfer these holes. It's a little bit on the lowish side. I think that'll actually be okay because when I mill this slot, it goes in about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch. And don't forget these holes are tapered. So when I go in about 3/16 of an inch, this center line here will actually raise up closer to center on the block. So I'm going to mill the slot directly center on this and see how that looks. Okay, here I have the bridge back in my vise and I have my routing template in place, and I'm going to go ahead and do a test slot here with my router. I got a ball end mill in there, and I want to just check to make sure I'm on center first off and that I have the proper start and stopping points. Okay, I need a little bit of adjusting to do here. Let me show you. So I'm a little bit crooked, and it's also a little bit deeper on this side than it is on this side. So let me make a few adjustments here and see if I can straighten that out. I think that looks good. I just put 2 little plunge points, one in the start and then one in the finish. I'm going to take a little cut here and see how it goes. Okay, let me show you what I have, because this doesn't look too bad. Those little string holes are pretty centered. I think that'll certainly work. Great, let me take it out and see how everything looks. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Got a little bit of a little misstep right there. I can sand some of that out because I want to round over those corners anyway. So let me go ahead and put a little stain on this and see how it looks. I will be right back. Okay, this is after I already drilled the holes for the screws, mounted the saddle, obviously stained it all black. I even put a coat or two of shellac on it. Still has to dry, still a little tacky right now, but it's all built, put back together. I think that looks pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. Well, you made it this far in the video. You must enjoy what you're seeing. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? I'd really appreciate it. And hit that bell icon. You'll be notified when my next video comes out. At the very least, give me a thumbs up. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.